Hello, this is how to build a wood duck box that will last 100 years. I am starting with some rough cut or true dimensional 1 inch by 12 inch by 10 foot long cypress boards. I paid $37.50 a board, or $3.75 a board foot. Adding in high dollar screws and other accoutrements, I've got roughly around $40 to $45 in the box. Of course, that doesn't include the gas to go get the wood and things of that nature. Look everybody, it's a 1 inch by 12 inch by 10 foot cypress board. Square up the end. So how I start the process of cutting the board down, I start with this math right here. 22 inches on the left, 20 on the right. I put a mark 22 inches down on the left. 20 inches down on the right, put a mark, and then I connect the two. And then we're at 42 inches. Now I just put a mark in the middle, line it up, square it up, draw a line at 42 inches, then 52, 69, 95 inches, and the last line is 114 and a half inches. Start of a wood duck box. The back, 26 inches close on this side. You got 20, 22 in the back, 10 inches on the bottom. Top piece, 17 inches. Front piece, 19 and a half inches. All right, you're ready to punch a hole in the front door to router it out. Find your door piece. Come down 6 inches, draw a line. Come over 6 inches, draw a line. And you go 2 inches either direction, inch and a half in either direction for a 3 inch by 4 inch opening. Now for punching a hole in the front door, I use a RotoZip router. You can use a 4 inch hole saw. It makes the hole a little bit bigger, but it's not that big a deal. Or a jigsaw. I prefer a router. I would also like to add, you can, of course, put these pieces anywhere you want in the board. You want to make sure that the backbone or the back of your board is the strongest part of the board. If you have to move the pieces around, do that. Your floor and your rear of the wood duck box, that's the backbone. You want to make sure that those are your two best and most solid pieces. Skill saw your pieces. After I've got the pieces cut down, now making sure that all my pieces are good. I look at the backbone, the back of my wood duck box. Make sure to inspect the floor. The floor is the backbone of the box, of course. You got to look at it and say, hey, will that floor make it 100 years? Put one side up to it, put the other side up to it. Should line up right here, both perfect. I use a small nail gun to hold everything in place. And I'm just using the back of my finger to line everything up. I'll come back and put more nails as well, but for right now, if you cut your floor down, not too big, bottom of it should line up right here, just perfect. Once you get that lined up, same space you have down here, you put your thumb on it, put the same space up there. These nails are only temporary. Well, they're not temporary, they're going to be there for 100 years, but this basically just gives it some structure. Same level down there, same up here. Now, I can move that box around and have a good base for putting in the big screws. 27 screws per wood duck box. I'm using an outdoor screw. Put 13 screws on the back. 5 down each side, 3 on the bottom. You're going to want to drill a hole first before you put your screw in if you're dealing with older wood. I'm using extremely fresh wood and there's no need. Because this is, you want to make sure you use a very good screw. A 100-year screw. Flip it on its side and give it 3 more screws. Flip it to the other side, 3 more screws. Drill a hole first for your screw to ensure you don't break your front cover or your top. Okay, it's time to mount the top. Every board's going to have a little bow on it. We want to make sure the bow is at the top when possible. Going to put 4 screws on top. I want to be able to take this top off at any time for any reason. For cleaning out or even for the ease of install, just lightens the load. All right, let's talk about the 6th and final piece of the wood duck box, the front door. Before we add it, we have to do a couple things. The first thing to do is add a way for the ducklings to escape. One of the easiest things that I've found, the best things that I've found, have been these soffit vent covers. You find them in the roofing section of your home supply company. I cut it and then I staple it to the inside so the ducklings can climb up. They're destructive little boogers, so you want to make sure you add lots of staples all the way around. Speaking of staples, the reason why I put the sides and the front face on the ends of the board is because that's the easiest place for it to split. But I don't care about the front, because if I do start getting a split, I just add staples and I just staple the split up. And usually that stops a split and preserves it. So I'm not saying that this particular front cover would be a 100-year wood duck box, but it's probably a 98-year. Well, there you have it. how to build a wood duck box that'll last 100 years. I've been perfecting this design for the last 20 or so years. I've got over 100 of them up. Installing another 20 around our farm. Some are being taken down, some are being moved, more are being added. It's an ongoing process. Tune in for more videos on, my next one's going to be how to install a wood duck box. Thanks for your time.